Hi everyone, welcome to Hanons with RAKStars. Happy to be here once again with you all, like every Friday. Hi Jose, how you doing today?
Hey, Maria. Yeah, everything's going well. I mean, this is an exciting week. 100,000 hotspots for
Mm-hmm.
that Helium reached. Big milestone, and for an amazing network. And yeah, looking forward to the 200,000 very soon. So we'll see.
Yeah, it is a crazy number, and yeah, we're going to be sharing a little bit more about this as well as the new features they have been released for the console, Helium Console,
Mhm.
that now allows to the users to connect their IoT devices in a more easy way and also with a better user experience. So we are going to have the team behind this development who is going to introduce you a bit about all the things they have is doing and how we can get started with it as well. So for those who are joining us, if someone is joining for the first time, basically this is a community space where we share with passionate RAKstars and we talk about their projects, their development they are working on, as well as with our partners such as Helium team that they are going to be joining us today. I did introduce myself. At the beginning, I am Maria Hernandez of the Relation Lead and Jose, our solution architect at RAK as well. So, yeah, as we mentioned at the beginning, we all know that Helio is constantly innovating with new developments, integration to offer extraordinary functionalities while providing a more intuitive and agile user experience. And that is why in this session, Travis Teague, the developer growth lead at Helium, as well as Alejandra Buznego, software developer at Helium, are going to join the RAKstar stage to share a little bit more about this. Welcome, folks.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How's it going today?
Hello. Everything's fine. Glad to hear you both here. Excited about this session as well. We have like the opportunity to be chatting with you when this new, let's say, feature was officially released just yesterday. So this is an honor for us to have you both here. So thank you
Mhm.
guys for taking the time and happy
Thank
to be
you.
chatting with you today.
Thanks for
Thanks a lot
having
for
us.
having us today.
Nice,
Thank
nice.
you.
So yeah, we can say that Travis is a very active community member from the RAKwireless community. He has been on the show multiple times, and yeah, in case someone is watching for the first time, just you can share a bit about yourself, and also Alejandra. Then can you share more about yourself as well as your background, your education, and how did you get into this world of IoT? So Travis, we can start with you, and then we jump with
Sure.
Alejandra.
And I think probably, people that have been on your show, they're tired of hearing about me. But my name is Travis. I go by TT over on our Discord, on the Helium Discord, and on the RAK Discord. And I serve as developer growth lead over here at Helium, and I really work with the development community to get developers, and use cases building on the Helium network. And so with that, I don't want to waste any time. If you want to hit me up, please do. But I want to pass this on over. People are tired of me. So, but
Well,
thanks for having
hello.
us.
My name is Alejandra, and I'm a software engineer. I went to school at UC Santa Cruz for CS and business. And I would say my first introduction to the IoT world was during college when I was working on a project for my friend's startup called Sprout Labs. Basically, they make plant care and agriculture solutions using sensors. And so I was involved with integrating their devices with Alexa and Google so that users had just another way of accessing the information about their plants. Since then, I've worked with other IoT projects, and including now I'm working at Helium since October as part of the console team.
That is nice. Nice. And what kind of agriculture sensors were you working on with?
Yeah, so they basically measure like the moisture of the soil, like basically telling a user, hey, this plant probably needs some water now. So it kind of gave you that like data-driven opportunity to make a decision about plant care. And it was really useful for farms, I've heard, or even people just taking care of their plants at home. So they're still going, and I'm excited to see them grow more.
And they are using Lorawan technology?
I don't think so. I've been trying to tell them, hey, you should check out Helium, see how we can help you onboard your devices. So, trying to give them a sales pitch, but not yet. I think they're using cellular. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like we need more solutions on the Helium network. So
definitely,
we have to look at them. That is nice. And what are the main activities you are involved as part of the Helium team? Both of you.
You can go, Teague.
What? I'm sorry. What was the question?
What are the main activities that you are involved as a part of the Helium team?
I work a lot with the community and over on Discord. I run Helium Hacks. I got to do my plug, Maria.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Every Wednesday, I run the Helium Hacks Happy Hour, which is just a weekly show where developers get together and talk about projects they're working on the Helium network. We've put together a developer kit, actually, with RAKwireless, based around the WizBlock system that you can. Oh, there we go, right there. That's the official Helium developer kit, and that's really the best way to get started for an end node or a solution design on the Helium network. And if you want your chance to win one, jump into the show, and we give a lot of them away. But they're also available, through RAKwireless or Parley Labs. But I don't know. We talk about mapping. We talk about pretty much all aspects of the IoT portion of the network. And so not just the mining, not just the miners, not just earning H&T, but actually developing solutions that commercial industries can use to deploy IoT solutions on this network that's now built up to 100,000 gateways, over 100,000 gateways now. I forget every day we're adding about 1,000 gateways. So, we've got to keep that number updated. So
it's amazing network and everywhere now. So in the US, it's caught up very well. So if you're still stuck in cellular, yes, please do consider it, of course.
Please do.
Yeah. And how about you, Alejandra?
So for me, I'm kind of a newbie. I started in October at Helium. So I've been working on the console, which is, I think we'll talk about it a little bit more later, but it's basically where you want to go and onboard your devices to be on the Helium network. Nice.
And you just mentioned that you have been in the IoT ecosystem since you start working as a software developer. But I was wondering, what was your first thought when you heard for the first time about Helium? What do you think was the key factor for Helium to reach the number of hotspots they have deployed so far?
Yeah, so I was excited to work with open source projects and particularly a company that's very community driven. But I really found the idea of a decentralized network to be very compelling, not only for IoT companies, but developers or entrepreneurs that are looking for a way to kickstart a project, but they simply can't afford to pay the big telecom prices. So I think that's just a really good opportunity for basically anyone to be able to come up with an idea and see it through.
Nice. And what about the projects you have in mind to develop your own using the Helium Developer Kit?
Yeah, so I've just been thinking that, I think, the heat waves that have hit the West and just global climate change overall gives opportunity for, people to come up with things to help us essentially make better decisions in terms of how the energy that we use or how much. And all those things. So I haven't fully seen thought my idea through, but I think definitely something in the environment, weather management type of thing.
Nice. And Jose, do you want to ask something?
No, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No problem at all. And regarding you work in the Helium Console as well, but you are a software developer. So what suggestion can you give to those who are looking to integrate the data that is coming from these devices to another platform services, or maybe those who want to develop a platform by their own?
Yeah, honestly, probably join our community. As Teague was saying, it's growing every single day, and even if you have an idea and someone else can help you get started, it's super easy to find an integration that's easy to plug your device in and immediately see data. So you just kind of have the opportunity to get started quickly. and get more ideas from people, even collaborate with them. I think that's the cool thing about Helium, is that everyone works together to kind of come up with stuff. And there's so many cool projects out there that people are coming up with that are super exciting and inspiring for people that haven't done that before.
Super. And Travis, can you share a little bit more about the projects you're currently working on with the kid?
Yeah, we've there's a number of projects that we have going on with the WizBlock. There's, if you want to check up on some of the organizations that we're working with, there's one open that I know RAK is working with as well. We've been working extensively with open in countries throughout the world, South Africa, down in the Congo, throughout Australia. And so a lot of these are incorporated directly with classrooms. And so you have kids in a classroom environment going through this custom designed IoT curriculum, and they're writing firmware that's then being deployed, through the ministries of agriculture in these countries. And so it really is a neat system where you have kids learning this and writing the code, getting their hands dirty, at a very base level with something that the governments are using in order to increase food production, have better land management. And so it's a very neat project, and check out our playlist on YouTube, and you can find some more info there. But yeah, I've been working with RAK on developing WizBlock kits for educational systems there. It's our Helium dev kit is based around this, and so with all the sensors that you folks have recently been rolling out, it's very easy to kind of make whatever type of IoT device dream up right now. I definitely take a look at what RAKwireless and Helium has been working together on with the WizBlocks.
And also, I would like to highlight that, so far we have, I think, 36 models so far, but by the end of the year, we strive to have more than 96 models in the full WizBlock ecosystem. So yeah, doesn't matter the industry you are working on. If there is something for smart homes, agriculture, industrial applications, smart cities, anything you need, the WizBlock ecosystem will have something for your solution. And also, as Alejandra mentioned, working with open source project. The WizBlock is as well an open source project. So if anyone who is curious about hardware and want to just start thinking and let's say that there is a model that is not available, doesn't matter. You can just refer to the documentation, find all the files, all the resources that you need to create your own models for the WizBlock ecosystem. So it's super cool. And yeah, so I think the topic that brings us today is the Helium Console. So let's jump to that issue. But before talking about the Helium Console 2.0, which is the new version that have a new feature that is very interesting for many users, including me, it's super cool. Let's talk about the console itself, and how it can be used by the users when they are implementing their devices into the people's network.
So as I was saying earlier, the purpose of console is basically to have the user on board and manage their devices that are to be ran on the Helium network. So this is where you want to go, get your devices connected, sending data through an integration, either if it's like your own HTTP integration or done through something like UVDOTS or Adafruit and many others that we have and continue to add on every now and then. Another important piece is, regarding the performance. So console 2.0, the focus was on making it more usable, but also improve the performance of our network as we're scaling really, really rapidly. So that's something that I'm happy to talk about too.
Super.
And this is all open source, right? The whole console is
everything. Yeah.
Anyone can deploy a console as well, not just Helium.
We encourage people to do so.
Right. Absolutely. And just to put it very simply, because a lot of people aren't, I guess, real familiar. You know, a lot of people who came in from the crypto direction may not know what console is. And just for example, you can pick up one of these. This is a GPS Lorawan tracking device. And you go to console, you get a free account with, 10,000 data credits that allow you to transmit data over the network. And you can utilize this with our new mapping project that allows you to see the location of this, wherever there is Helium coverage, which, with all the 100,000 hotspots, it's pretty widespread right now. So that's, and the accounts for free are free. It's very easy to set up. And I encourage anyone who is using the Helium network or involved with the Helium network that may not, directly have a console account, jump on there. It's you're going to open up a whole nother world with Helium, using that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's not just deploying the network, is okay, how we can make use of these huge thing that we have available. Like, we didn't have that 5 years ago when just IoT enthusiasts that was the one who were deploying these hotspots because they were expensive, because they just do it because they want to test the technology itself, or because they have some business proposal behind the projects. But right now, like, all those, let's say, not either IoT enthusiasts, just tech enthusiasts that have an open network right there that they can use either for ready-to-use devices that you can just buy and just enter a keys and register on the network and you're ready to go. Or even if you have the ability to explore and tinker with development boards such as the Wizlock or other ones, you can easily create your own system and create a product by your own. So yeah, we have the technology right there, and it's just how we can make a good use of it and not just keep expanding the network. We need to keep also using it in a useful way for the different industries. So yeah, regarding the new console, the console 2.0, well, it's a project that you have been working hard for the past months, as well as has been tested with those set of community members who have been providing feedback, and you just finally released it as an official release yesterday, which is super nice because we have this topic around here, just a new thing. So can you give us more details about the changes that were made in the console and the benefit it will bring to the people who will be using it to deploy their connected devices?
Yeah. Is it okay if I show you right now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's the best
That
way.
would be
Right?
awesome.
Yeah. So let's figure this out. Share my screen. All right.
Cool. I have it over here.
Let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, cool. So basically, as I mentioned earlier, our goal for 2.0 was to follow user and community feedback about the first version and kind of create a more intuitive user experience. So for current users of console, it should still feel very familiar. This is the main flows workspace where you will see all your connections, but I'll get to that in a second. For creating a device, for example, maybe I can share. Okay. Yeah, so for creating a device, these are devices that I've already created, but I can walk through the process of creating a new one. I can add a new device. Say just call it test device. If I can spell, save that device, and then it's here. So this should feel very familiar. I just created a device. I can go here and create a new function to be used for the data to be decoded. Just call it that. And then I can also create an integration. As I was mentioning earlier, there's a ton to pick from here. I'll just pick, Helium Cargo and go here, name it, my integration, and add that integration. So this process, oops, I've already used that. This process is very, very similar to what we had before, so it should feel very familiar. And so if I go here, I think the main difference of usability here is that instead of having to use labels for basically defining the connections and how my data will flow, I can simply come here and I don't have to worry about labels if I don't want to. I can come here, take my device that I just created, take my function that I just created, and then take my new integration. And this is how I connect them. I just go here, here, and boom. I just have to save my changes. And now immediately if my data is sending from this device, it will go through this function into this integration, and I'm done. Previous to that, we were using labels as kind of, I used to think of it as kind of like an umbrella. So I had to put my device in a label, my function in a label, and my integration in a label. And if I missed any of those steps, then I would be confused and wonder why is my data not flowing through this? So right now you have this one workspace where I can see all my connections really easily. I can move around, create new ones, even share workflows between them. So we think it's a different experience and a more positive experience for users who are either new or are older users from console. Let's see. So here, while I'm on this closed workspace, I can manage my, I can call these labels or my entities here. So I have a label. And the difference with labels is now that I can still use them, but more to group devices, which makes a little bit more sense. So I can have, if I have multiple devices that are related in a way, I can group them in a label, and that's kind of the use for it now. And I have the ability to add things that were features that were prior only allowed to be used on labels. I can now use them on the devices individually. So if I only have this one device that I care about, I can also add alerts to them, ADR packets, or change the CF list configuration. So those are all things that some users didn't even know about notifications in our platform because they were kind of hitting under the umbrella of a label. So they're a little bit more surfaced now, and all these features can be used easily on. You can actually use alerts on integrations as well. So it depends on the event that you want them to trigger on. So for example, I can come here, create an alert, or I already have 2 alerts, but I can create a new alert and choose whether it's going to be for a device or an integration or a label. And so I can come here, name it my new alert. And then these are all the events related to devices that can be used to alert me. And I can use emails or webhooks. I'll just show you email for now. I can also differentiate who's going to get the alert via email. So my manager users can get them if the download is unsuccessful or the device is deleted, whatever it may be. And so I can go back here now and say, okay, I want that device to trigger that alert. And I can go here, press alerts, and turn that alert that I just created on for that. And as you can see, an icon shows here. So the Flows workspace kind of gives me just like one place to look at everything, whether, well, before I had to do multiple clicks to find out how things were configured. So it's definitely a better user experience for people. And we've had, as you mentioned, we've had Console 2.0 in beta testing for a few weeks, and we've had pretty good feedback on all these things. So we're happy to, continue building on this 2.0 foundation.
Amazing. And I have a question. When you mention labels, like the labels right now are used when people want to connect related devices. Like these related devices are frequently used, like let's say we can separate them by use case application. Let's say I have 100 soil moisture sensors and I want to relate them because they send the data in the same structure and then send it to the cloud, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In that way. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's very flexible that way because you can, group them based on location or use or whatever you define that to be. It's not, it's not kind of like put on you to do that if you don't want to. So you can use them as devices individually as well.
Super. And regarding the alerts, these alerts have like an additional fee from the data credits every time that the alert is generated?
No, they don't use any data credits for the alerts. We're just sending an email. So right now it doesn't incur any costs.
Cool. Nice, nice, super nice.
Yeah. We've also, so another big part of 2.0 is we're moving our production to use the XR filter. And so basically, as we were mentioning earlier, we've had a lot of things coming up with scaling our network and how many devices are being deployed in our network. And so it may take a little bit of time for your device to get onto the Helium, the blockchain. And so as you can see here, I didn't mention it earlier because I wanted to bring it up as part of this topic, but if you see this icon here, because I just created this device, so if I hover over, it tells me that it's not yet on the extra filter. So basically we're telling the user, hey, this device has not entered yet, so it's normal that you shouldn't see any data yet. So it kind of gives the user a better idea on like when to expect that data to flow through, instead of sitting there wondering, oh, is it actually going through, or like, did I do something wrong? So better user experience in that way as well. And you can see that for devices individually, but also for labels. So if I were to add this device to this label, which I can do like this, add label, you'll see that my label now updates and tells me one or more devices in this label is not yet on the filter. So it's very intuitive that way, and I can quickly see, hey, there's something that's not yet happened for this label. So it's okay for me to not see data here yet.
Very cool.
Okay. Very cool. And the color of the let's say that flow, that block will change when the device sends the data at the first time?
Not yet, but that's good feedback if you think it should.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Cool. This is super nice.
Can we run custom code in one of the blocks? Is that going to be possible, do you think?
Sorry, what was that?
Will it be possible to run custom codes as a block as well, or difficult?
I
mean, the decoder is kind of running code,
you kind of
right?
can,
yeah. But
so
maybe more
is this what you're talking about? Kind of like using a
function,
a custom script here?
Yes, that's
right.
right.
So you can create your own, and we've actually added, this is prior to 2.0, but we've added a list of creative functions here that is easy for people to use.
Oh, nice.
So you can come here and see a bunch of options for you, depending on what you need. So this is also super helpful.
Okay, so you can just drag and copy paste code from there, I guess.
Yeah, and even validate it to make sure that it'll work before you start sending data. Exactly. So that's also helpful.
Great.
Yeah. This is really great because let's say when people that are not familiar with Lorawan technologies and get a bit into these data structures, they get confused. Okay, how can I decode these bytes that are coming? And they're always like looking for these custom codes to easily decode them, and you are already putting all of them together, which is pretty awesome.
Well, and it's a custom. I mean, this is a community repo, and so we have contributions of these decoders from throughout the community that contribute to the different models and different brands that go into that. So yeah,
awesome. Actually, like we jump in a questions at the beginning of the session that I think it's like appropriate to jump in over here, which is like any clever developer trick in console when sending a downlink to a device?
So to do that, I'd be going here. Let's just pick a random one. So this is how we send downlinks. This is to send a manual downlink to your device. And here you can open it and then enter your payload. And we have a few options to configure.
This is to send them manually, right? Just to for testing purposes. And then when they are arranged, they just flow through your device. Nice. Yeah. Okay. And right now that this new console is working under the staging page and not the production one, right?
So it was launched to the production one yesterday.
Okay.
So it's live.
So it's already live. Everyone can start using it right now. Just sign up, go to console.helium.com, and they will see this new interface to start connecting their devices. Super nice.
If you were a prior user, all your connections remain. So you have your devices that were previously linked to a label still connected to that label. But since integrations and functions that no longer have to go under a label, they just become a flow. So once you open console and go here, they should all be populated for you.
Awesome. And regarding the organizations, everything has stayed the same?
Yeah, everything's pretty much the same here, and with data credits and how to purchase them, as well as users, all the same.
Super nice. Oh,
and then another neat little feature that is kind of blocked here by the this graphic in the lower right hand corner, but there's a new icon.
me see
just
if
a
I can make
plus.
this.
And see if we can get the, if you change the view, maybe Maria, to take, okay, there we go.
Okay. So yeah, this is kind of like a shortcut.
Let me remove the banner. Wait, give me just a second. Oh, I missed it. Okay, here.
There we
Great.
go.
Yeah, so we have this shortcut button here. So if I'm looking at this on my flows and I suddenly think, oh, I need a new function for this, I can go ahead and here just click add function and create it from here, and then simply go back to flows and add it to my flows.
Love it.
Very handy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
Super
also
handy.
within the flow environment here, you can also pull up your debugger. And so you can watch data coming through live on this tab, on this debugger tab, and see data coming through from devices, going through these flows in real time. So
yeah, I don't have this device connected yet, but yeah, you can do that here. Yeah, that's one of the most useful features of Console. So we definitely wanted to highlight the opportunity to do that in a more straightforward way as well.
And like in this overview section, like you can create as many flows as you want. And in the console, you are going to be receiving like all the logs from all the flows created in that section, right?
Yeah, so you'll still see them in this section. So any packets that come through, you'll see them all here. Oh, and this is actually another good point to highlight. You can now see in a more intuitive way everything that's connected to your devices. So right here, I see my individual flows for that specific device. So even though it's connected to this label, I see it as this device is sending its data through my integration. So it's also very helpful to come here and manage that.
That is awesome. Like one time happened, like I was like working with a colleague. They were deploying some solutions. Hey, this is not working. And what was the issue? We were missing one label.
Yep.
So right now with this, like everything is super clear, because like either in the device view, you can evaluate all the flow that is connected, and you can immediately identify where it can be the issue. If there is an issue, because with the flow, you are making it connected in a streamly way. Awesome.
Yep.
This is awesome.
So yeah,
and if you have multiple flows on a device, you'll see them all listed there under the device. So
yeah, if I were like this, and sorry, I have my screen lower than. So if I go here now, I should see two or all of them. Yeah, because there's multiple.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now, and it is like the same as label. Like you have just one, let's say, integration block in some way, and you can have like many devices as you want connected to this unique integration flow, and everything is going to flow and pass over that one. Either the decoder and everything.
Yeah.
Super
so yeah, that's 2.0.
This is super nice. Super nice. Really good. Like user experience, like and also like a really good UI. I know that you are also like an enthusiastic of UI design as well. So maybe you put some of your magic behind that.
Yeah, we had a great designer to work with us as well, so that was made it all easier.
This is awesome, pretty nice. And yeah, what suggestions or what would you recommend to people to get started to work with Console 2.0?
Honestly, yeah, grab a device and hook it up onto Console, and hopefully it's a smooth experience for you. And if not, you can let us know with your feedback, because as we said, we're an open source project, so we're happy to hear about feedback. We're not perfect, so we have bugs in there that I'm sure you guys can find and help us figure out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the old goal used to be like lighting an LED, so blinking an LED, but now it's sending data to the cloud into Console and right at the end of the flow. That's the new goal.
Yeah. And also the cool thing is that this is open source, guys. So everyone
so you
can build your own console.
That's amazing.
Definitely.
Yeah. And if you have questions, also make sure not to ignore our docs.helium.com. There's a lot of documentation, from all aspects of the Helium network. So make sure to hit that up. Yeah.
For sure. Well, let me check if we have another questions over here in this session. Hi, people. it's loving it. Like, okay, this is a very nice UI. It
Yes,
looks quite
great.
useful.
Love the
We love
colors.
colors. Okay, what's the link to have it run locally?
Yeah, so to do that, you want to go. Let me see if I can pull it up here. You want to. I think it's console. Yep. Okay. So you want to go to console, and on our README, we have instructions on how to do this. So if you scroll down here, you can run it with Docker and run it locally on a server. So that's probably the best way to get started. And I can share. Oh, I don't know if I can share this link with you, but
yeah, I can share it over here.
Okay, awesome.
I'll share it in a bit.
So yeah, this is where you want to get started,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, let me see if I have another one. It's very good. They came in. Okay, yeah. I'm going to be placing the link right now on the chat so everyone can go and refer to it and start deploying it locally. Nice. There you are. Okay.
And with this, you need to run a router, and like you become kind of a small Helium, right? In a sense.
Yeah, you're on your own.
You're on your own.
Run your own UI on it and make it, more your company or your project or whatever it may be. So.
And the data just flows from the node through the hotspot directly to you, so it doesn't go to Helium. So yeah, it's all very secure and private as well, of course.
Yep.
And also, like, for those who are deploying private networks, like, this is like a good match to keep everything on your line completely. That is really, really awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing that we can do it ourselves. Like just use this whole public network, 100,000 hotspots as your own network, kind of. It's incredible, right?
And that's important to bear in mind. Like, you may not have to have hotspots or gateways in order to. I mean, if you have coverage in your area, you can just get a device and it just works. You onboard it onto console, and then you can route that information in an encrypted, payload format over to your own, custom-written applications or integrations. So, I mean, what devices you can get down for what, like $12, $15 for, for a door sensor. And so there really are some interesting use cases that you can do without any type of major investment at all. So,
yeah. And one thing, you can see the multiple hotspots as well, right? So if you have multiple hotspots near you and they both pick up a device, or maybe 3 or 4 hotspots pick up your device, which is now common in most cities, you can 80. See which or 80. Yeah, I mean, like New York and San Francisco, probably get 80. Yeah, amazing. And then you can see all the hotspots that picked up your data as well, so you kind of know where they are, right? Or
if you turn multiple packets on.
You have to purchase them, right? You have to, Gets expensive with 80, I guess. But you don't need to. Yeah, you just only need one copy.
It's relative. It's relative with the term expensive.
I'd say, that's true. Yeah.
Data credits are relatively inexpensive. So,
so how much does it cost? I might as well mention it, right? It's $1 per 24 bytes, right? Or... No,
$1 for 24 bytes. No.
It's cheaper. 1 cent.
It's gonna be a little cheaper than that. Yeah.
Oh wow, less than $1. That's cheap, man. That's cheap.
That is why people have to start thinking to migrate their cellular applications to Helium network.
Yeah,
right. And so you're not having. You don't have to mess with SIM cards. You don't have to mess with data
contracts.
Signing
contracts.
Exactly.
Yeah, monthly payments. Yeah, nothing. It's super cheap.
And we have a data
your own telecom.
You get it. Yeah, and you get 10,000 free credits, so you can send 10,000 messages.
I think $10 gets you 1 million data credits. I believe is the transfer.
The number.
So So and that's going to last you for a very long time.
Yeah, I think I loaded up $10 maybe years ago. I still have credits.
Yeah. It'll last you for a while. So.
Yeah. It's like a new way to deploy IoT solutions for sure. Like innovating in a way that people that are not directly connected in the ecosystem can join and help those who are developing to create solutions and create a smarter, a connected world is the goal behind this. And yeah, we can see the numbers. We can see that everything is going well. We are learning from all the things that we keep doing, and it is super nice to see all this new development. Here, see how you hear the feedback from the community members to implement it, and also to encourage other people that are not directly connected to IoT to use this console in order to make it easier for them to understand, hey, what is all these keys, how everything's work, how can I integrate with IoT platform? I don't know, what is an HTTP request or what is an MQTT request? How can I eat that? Something like that. But right now you are making it super easy and also avoiding to those users to struggle when defining and connecting all these things. It is an amazing thing. Really, really good job, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great tool and super clean. I mean, yeah, it looks amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I love the look. The look and feel is awesome.
definitely.
Really awesome. Like everything in Helium. I really like everything behind the design. Really good.
Yeah, it's designed for that. The app is super simple. You just add. I mean, it's the first network where you add an hotspot in like 3 steps of a mobile app. So I mean, it's anyone can do it.
Well, the console team makes it look very
simple. There is a lot. There is a lot behind it.
Yeah, they've been doing a fantastic job. I mean, with 2.0, it's just an incredible leap, forward in the user experience, for Helium. So
that's great.
That's what you want to hear after months working on something. So thank you.
Very nice work. Very nice work.
So nice.
So what's next for version 3? Can you give us some hints?
Some secret you want to share?
Above my pay grade.
Okay.
Because it launched yesterday, and now, okay.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing now? I mean, what's next?
Yeah. All right.
Okay, we'll talk about that in another session.
This is super cool. And yeah, guys, I think like you are like both of you are really involved in this IoT ecosystem from like a few years ago. Travis more like in the hardware as well as community side, and you, Alejandra, in the software side, working with integrating these devices with different services and platforms. And I would like to know, like, what do you think it's going to make like a big significant impact in the future of IoT?
Well, I think the globalization of like technology and like how people all across the world are able to, as we mentioned, have access to a network and the ability to create a project that, might as well change the world one day and change, a situation that's going on in another country or whatever it may be. So I think there's hope for all the issues that are coming up in our world so that IoT can solve them. So I think Teague can speak a little bit more to that.
No, that's great. That's succinct. I think just to add on that this is it's a very cheap encrypted communications format that I believe is going to be very powerful in a number of countries very soon. So
actually, like right now, having the opportunity, like in case like of me, if I need to travel to the US for some reason, now I don't need to take like all the gateways with me, like the hotspots, gateways in before, because you already have like a network deployed right there. So you can just travel with your devices and start collecting data without the need to deploy everything by your own to be able to do this, and having an open access for everyone, for sure.
Right. And when we talk about public versus private networks, I mean, all of this is encrypted. And so you can run your own private network on top of the public network. I mean, there's you can run an application level encryption on top of this as well. And so by running on the public Helium network, you're not losing that encryption layer. You can run private on top of this. The benefit that you get out of this is the over 100,000 hotspots that are deployed that you have access to. You don't have to roll that out. You don't have to, roll that infrastructure. So it's pretty neat. If you have questions, join our Discord. Come over here, and there are a ton of very helpful people that would love to, work with you and answer your questions. So
you can find the Discord link on the description of the video, either from the Discord, the RAKstar Discord, as well as the Helium one. So feel free to join us, and leave any question you may have. If you want to brainstorm any project, or how to get started to connect the sensor, or how to deploy your console locally, there is going to be someone there to help you to go through that process. And of course, if you have any feedback, any suggestion for anything, product, documentation, devices, anything, we're going to be there to connect those with the specific team in order to address them, in order to make everything for the community. And we're always hearing all of you. That is awesome. No, I really like all the work you have been doing. The people on the chat is really happy about all the development. Like a really good job. It looks great. Helium is amazing. Nice. So I don't know if Jose, if you would like to add any additional questions over here.
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing work, and we need to get people involved in this, right? So let's get some hackathons and stuff like that happening around this console with the WizBlock kit, of course. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm excited. I want to see people using this network. I don't think enough people are using it yet. We need a lot more, but the network is there. It's super wide already, well covered. Very cheap, so let's make it happen.
Amazing. And Travis, Alejandra, there is like any message do you would like to share with our community of entrepreneurs and engineers like yourself?
Oh man, put me on the spot.
right.
I don't know. I just feel like if you even have like a little urge to do something like with IoT, just try to get started. If you can't think of an idea on your own, join our community and find someone who you can help. That's the beauty of open source projects.
Absolutely. And check out, we ran a contest over on Hackster.io last year called the IoT for Good contest. And we have all of the community projects listed under our docs section on our website. And so if you want to see what other people have developed on the Helium network, just go take a look at some of these projects. I mean, there's everything from, people putting devices in their private planes to beekeeping to, I mean, it really runs the, I mean, all sorts of different projects. I'm thinking of some other ones now, but take a look at them. All of those link over to the GitHub, and so you can see exactly how they were implemented on the network. And so, if you want to see how to do something, go look over there. You'll at least get some good ideas. So,
and also not just look how they were implemented. Like you have everything, like all the resources, all the code, everything. Explain it.
Schematics. If it's a custom hardware build, absolutely. So
super nice.
And I think they didn't even have Discord. Like we weren't even running Discord when that event ran. Yeah, so
we were still over on Slack. I think
on Slack. So we didn't have console too. So now you have all the tools.
And everything is open source.
Everything is open source. Yeah, exactly. Because console wasn't. Yeah, that's true. So you have so many tools now. It's amazing. It's a great time to get started on Helium for sure.
For sure. Also, like one thing that I would like to bring over here, just a comment, or also a Helium virtual conference will be great too.
Yeah, we'll have some announcement about that. Actually, there is some event going on. Will be fun.
Nice. Okay, I think that's all like for today. We don't have like many more questions on the comment section to address more more people like excited about it, which is awesome. But yeah, you need to start using it, sharing your picture with us. If you're implemented locally as well, let us know. We'll be super happy to share with the community. And yeah, if anyone who is watching this session later, you can leave your question in the comment section, and we were super happy to address them later. I don't know if Fig or Alejandra want to add something else before ending this session.
All good on my end. Thanks so much for having us. Oh, sorry.
No, thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
No, thanks to you guys. Like, it is a pleasure to be chatting with you, for taking the time as well, introducing all of this with us in very details. And yeah, I'm look forward to collaborate with you in order to work something together with the console as well as the Whistlop. Yeah, to share more content with the community.
That sounds great.
Awesome.
Thanks, Maria.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for presenting it.
Okay, guys, we hope to see you next week, to all of those who are connected. And as always, happy hacking, folks. Thank you so much.
Happy
See you,
hacking.
folks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Bye-bye.